In there, 2-2. He has thrown 3 or 4 of those sinkers right at the knees for strikes. Catcher Henry Davis getting ready to have another strategy session with Paul Skeens. A fly ball to left center. It'll be Peñango again. Gonzalez retired, 1 down.
Got him just out front enough on that slider. Again, middle of the plate, but changing speeds. Using the sinker, using the changeup, using the slider. Got him just out front a hair.
Now Connor Griffin hit a fly ball to center his first time up. One of the phrases that people will use when they talk about pitching is hitting is timing. Pitching is upsetting that timing, and that's what Patrick Corbin's trying to do.
He's trying to do it. He's going to, at this point in his career, again, you're playing with a little fire when you're in the middle of the plate too much, and that's why he's got to be on the edges with that sinker. And you said a couple sinkers down in the zone. If you can be down on that bottom rail, good. The cutters have to be in, get these righties conscious of the ball in so that the sinker down and change up away can play. It sounds easy, but executing your pitches does not get easier as you get older.
Another ground ball. Jimenez to his left. Got to hurry, and they'll get him. Griffin has great speed, and Jimenez makes a very good play for out number 2.
Very interesting path to this baseball by Andres Jimenez. He knows his base runner. He knows that he's going to have to hurry. It's almost like he backed off right there just to get that hop, but now he knows he's got to use his best arm, and it's just enough. Little hesitation there before he fields it.
2 down, and now Brian Reynolds. Had a base hit to left in the first. This guy's been through some lean years with the Pirates. He has been with them a while. Broke in 2019. So he's probably enjoying as much as anybody the fact that the Pirates are a game over 500 right now. Long way to go, obviously, but all you have to do is look at the roster and see that they are a more competitive group than they've been in the past. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Wasn't he the one? I thought Brian Reynolds was the one. He was basically demanding to be traded way back or sign me. And they ended up settling on a nice little contract and to extend to stay in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 8 years and $106 million. He's in year 4 of that 8-year deal.
Just a solid big league hitter, right, for a long time. Yep.
Switch hitter. And as we talked about a little bit last night, they sign Ryan O'Hearn. They trade for Brandon Lau. They've got Connor Griffin, the first pick of the draft a couple of years ago in the big leagues. Now Don Kelly, he's got some pieces. He's got some talent to work with this year. O'Neal Cruz not in the starting lineup, and he'll find his way into the game later. That's a good spot right there on that cutter from Corbin. Not very much that Reynolds could do with that. As Lau looks on, another guy who figures to come in later.
Really good spot when you can tie up those righties, and that's called speeding a hitter up. You're trying to speed up his swing there, maybe to go back away. There you go, just and like that.
He went around. 3 up, 3 down for Corbin here in the third.
Just when we think we've seen it all, baseball gives us something new to talk about.
Splits 2 defenders and makes a great grab.
The kick is good, right through the flying uprights. Oh, went down inside his chest protector.
That's not a catch?
Make way for Batman.
People would love this if we did Lady in the Tramp.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzie Albies' glove.
He flips the entire glove to first base.
Fast and furious and dead on.
Now let's dive into this week's top plays.
Is pulled and a leaping grab by Shoebake.
Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play.
Moving fast toward big league stardom.
Randy Rosarena! Superman catch! What a leaping grab by Quan.
And those 39-year-old legs are still cooking.
Oh, are you kidding me, Petey? Help it! Oh, hey now, hey now. about Ryan McMahon?
How about that?
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.com.
And this is similar to what we've seen the Blue Jays do against other elite starters this season. Here's how the Blue Jays have fared against some of the better starting pitchers they've faced this year as compared to the rest of the league. As you can see, it's a better batting average in OPS. It's fewer strikeouts. It's a lower whiff rate. Jacob Mizorowski and Shohei Ohtani, their season lows in strikeouts came against the Blue Jays. Gavin Williams allowed a season high 6 runs against the Blue Jays. Cam Schlittler recently allowed a season high 8 hits, and he said afterwards, the Blue Jays will BABIP the something out of you, and that is how the Blue Jays can wear down elite starters. Put the bat on the ball.
Trying to do it, and so far, Arden, thank you, having pretty good success. Nobody more so than George Springer, who homered in the first on an 0-2 pitch. It was a swing and a miss at a four-seam fastball, a swing and a miss at a four-seam fastball, and then he got a third four-seamer and absolutely tattooed it to left. Just inside 1-1, and for George, Joe, it was the 4th fastest pitch that he has ever hit a home run off of. 97.8 miles per hour.
And all 3 of those fastballs were up in the zone, and you see what Skeens has done here. Back-to-back sinkers in. And he sweeps it away. This is what makes hitting difficult. You talk about pitchers upsetting hitters' timing. You go in with 2 hard sinkers. You go away with a sweeper. We've seen him go four-seam at the top. That's why you have to look for an area, I think, against such a good pitcher like Skeens.
2-2. A little deep knee bend there by Springer. Not loving that call. Varsho on deck, and then Guerrero due up third here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Breaking ball stays high, and it's 3-2. Breaking ball up, and he fouls it back. If you weren't with us earlier, here is the Springer homer.
And this was the 3rd fastball at the top of the zone. George had big swings at the first 2 and came up empty, but he did not come up empty here. It got out of here in a hurry. Even Skeens was a little impressed.
That's almost like a tip your cap from Skeens to Springer.
You got me.
But this time, Skeens will win as he gets Springer on a fastball away, 1 down.
Tough with high velocity and away from you, and I'm sure George is still conscious of those sinkers that were in earlier in this at bat, and that's what makes that pitch away from you even more difficult.
Here's Varsho, who walked in the first. Up and away, ball 1. Varsho's got an on-base percentage right around .390 his last 25 games. That's ball 2. Appeal didn't go. It is 2-0. It's a different Varsho profile so far this year than last year. Last year was lower average, more power. This year is higher average, more walks, fewer strikeouts. All good, but not as much power. That's ball 3.
He's turning into a hitter. He's turning into, but not an all-around hitter because he's lacking the power, but an all-around hitter where a little better knowledge of the zone, take your walks, take your base hits and extra base hits.
Look at how far that strikeout rate has come down. And a 3-0 green light as he lifts a fly ball to right center field. Garcia there to make the play, 2 down.
And I think that 3-0 green light is all about, hey, you might get a cookie here to put into the seats. But good movement on that pitch. That's why it's so tough to do it against guys like Skeens. Nothing's really straight. Nothing's really easy.
2 down, and here's Guerrero, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the first. Guerrero saw Skeens last year. The Blue Jays saw Skeens last year. And Vladdy went 0 for 2 against him. Clement and Jimenez each had a hit off Skeens last year. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, struck out 8. That was in Pittsburgh. Popped up by Guerrero. Horwitz and Davis both coming over, and it's Horwitz to make the catch as Guerrero is retired and Skeens has his first 1-2-3 inning.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Jammed and a little pop-up. Everybody's coming, but the pitcher wants it. Now he's going to give way.
What's he doing?
It's going to be dropped.
Keystone Cops on the infield for the Rockies.
Isbell's got to beat him. Battling the sun. He bobbles and recovers. That's a highlight tape and a heck of a catch.
That went straight lawn dart. It's in the ground.
On guard.
That's it.
See, it comes off that stool down there and makes a nice catch, a hot line drive.
And Vladdy's applauding.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Is Zepbound the right choice for you? Ask a doctor about Zepbound. Visit zepbound.ca for savings.
Back at Rogers Center, game 2 of this series. The Blue Jays up 1-0. The Springer home run in the first, and 3 very good innings from Patrick Corbin. He has given up 3 hits, all singles, has not walked a batter. His best work came in the second. After back-to-back singles to begin the inning, he then set down 3 in a row without the Pirates scoring. And he'll face Marcell Ozuna, the cleanup hitter today, to begin the 4th. Ozuna was called out on strikes his first time up. Takes a changeup over the outside corner for a strike there, and it's 0-1. Fouls back the fastball, 0-2.
Not overpowering at all, but you can see how that pitch got deep on him. Start him out soft, and that fastball looks a little faster. Once again, that's pitching.
And he got